This is part 5 for the large crochet oversized flower-shaped hair scrunchie. In this video for part 5, I will continue with the next flower petal, which is the 5th petal. If you have not seen the first 4 parts of how to make this hair scrunchie, I do recommend that you watch those 4 videos first and then come back to this part 5 to learn how to make the next part of this flower scrunchie. You will find links to the first 4 videos in the description box below, and there is also a link to the playlist.
Okay, so now I am ready to begin the first row for the next flower petal. So the first row of the next flower petal, which is going to be petal number 5, is going to have one single crochet into the first 5 stitches. So for each flower petal, row 1 always starts with 5 single crochets. So for each flower petal, row 1 is always going to be one single crochet into the first 5 stitches. So I already did my slip stitch. I'm going to find the next stitch along the hair tie elastic, and I'm going to do my first single crochet of row 1. And then I will place my stitch marker into that single crochet to mark the beginning of row 1. Okay, so row 1 for the flower petal will have 5 single crochets. I already did one, so I need to work one single crochet into the next 4 stitches. So I just worked one single crochet into 4 stitches because I already did one and placed the stitch marker into that. So now I should have 5 single crochets. The first single crochet is where the stitch marker is. That's 1, 2, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when you finish row 1 for your flower petal, you should have 5 stitches. I'm going to leave the stitch marker here until I finish row 2. To begin row 2 for the flower petal, I am going to chain 1 and turn my work, and then for row 2, just one single crochet in every single stitch. And then I'll take my stitch marker out and I will do a single crochet into that stitch where the stitch marker was. And now that completes row 2. When you finish row 2, you should have 5 stitches. To begin row 3, I will chain 1, turn my work. The first stitch will be one single crochet. The next stitch will be an increase. I will work 2 single crochets into the stitch to do an increase. The next stitch will have just one single crochet. The next stitch, I will do an increase by working 2 single crochets to do an increase. And then the last stitch, just one single crochet. And that completes row 3. When you finish row 3, you should have 7 stitches. Now I'm ready to begin row 4. To begin row 4, I will chain 1 and turn my work. And then row 4 is an easy row, just one single crochet in every single stitch. And that completes row 4. When you finish row 4, you should have 7 stitches. So now to begin row 5, chain 1 and churn. The first stitch of row 5, 1 single crochet. The next stitch will be an increase. I will work 2 single crochets into the stitch to do an increase. And then I will work 1 single crochet into the next 3 stitches. So the next 3 stitches will have just 1 single crochet each. The next stitch is going to be an increase. I am going to work 2 single crochets into this stitch for an increase. And then the last stitch for row 5 will have just 1 single crochet. And that completes row 5. When you finish row 5, you should have 9 stitches. The next row is row 6. To begin row 6, I chain 1 and churn my work. Row 6 is an easy row. You work just 1 single crochet in every single stitch. It doesn't have any increases or anything like that. It is simply just 1 single crochet in every single stitch. And that completes row 6. When you finish this row, you should have 9 stitches. The next row is going to be row 7. To begin row 7, I will chain 1 and churn my work. For row 7, the first 4 stitches will have 1 single crochet each, and then the next stitch will be an increase. I will work 2 single crochets into the stitch to do an increase, and then the last 4 stitches of row 7 will have 1 single crochet each. Okay, so I'm going to work 1 single crochet into the first 4 stitches of row 7. Okay, so I just did 1 single crochet into 4 stitches. The next stitch, that is going to be an increase. For the increase, I'm working 2 single crochets into the stitch. And then the last 4 stitches, 1 single crochet each. And that completes row 7. When you finish row 7, you should have 10 stitches. The next row is row 8. To begin row 8, I will chain 1 and churn my work. Row 8 is an easy row. It is simply just 1 single crochet in every single stitch. There's no increases or anything. So for row 8, I'm going to work just 1 single crochet in every single stitch. And that completes row 8. When you finish row 8, you should have 10 stitches. Row 8 was just 1 single crochet in each stitch. Now I'm ready to begin row 9. Row 9 is a repeat of row 8. So to begin row 9, chain 1, turn my work. And then row 9 is simply 1 single crochet in every single stitch. And that completes row 9. Row 9 was an easy row, one single crochet in every single stitch. So when you finish row 9, you should have 10 stitches. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that finishes row 9. Now I'm ready to begin row 10. To begin row 10, I will chain 1, turn my work. To begin row 10, I am going to start by working these 2 stitches together to do a decrease. So I will insert my hook into the first stitch and then yarn over with the working yarn and pull up a loop. And then I will insert my hook into the next stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. And then I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops to work those 2 stitches together to do a decrease. The next stitch will have a half double crochet, and then the next 4 stitches will have 1 double crochet each. I am working 1 double crochet into the next 4 stitches. So the last 4 stitches had 1 double crochet each. The next stitch is going to have a half double crochet. I have 2 stitches left. For the last 2 stitches, I am going to work those 2 stitches together to do a decrease. I will insert my hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then insert my hook into the last stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. I now have 3 loops on my hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops to work those 2 stitches together to do a decrease. And that completes row 10. When you finish row 10, you should have 8 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I'm ready to begin row 11. So to begin row 11, chain 1 and turn your work. I am going to decrease by working these 2 stitches together for the decrease. So I will insert my hook into the first stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then I will insert my hook into the next stitch, yarn over, and pull up a loop. I now have 3 loops on my hook. I will yarn over, pull through all 3 loops to do the decrease. The next stitch is going to have 2 stitches. It will have a single crochet and a half double crochet. So into the next stitch, I will do a single crochet, and then I will do a half double crochet into that same stitch where I just did the single crochet. So this stitch has a single crochet and then a half double crochet. And then the next 2 stitches will have just 1 double crochet each. And then the next stitch will have 2 stitches. It will have a half double crochet and then a single crochet. So I'll go ahead and do my half double crochet into this stitch, and then a single crochet into that same stitch where I just did the half double crochet. So this stitch has 2 stitches, a half double crochet and then a single crochet. And then you'll see I have 2 stitches left for row 11. So I will decrease over these 2 stitches. I am going to work these 2 stitches together to do a decrease. I will insert my hook into the stitch, yarn over with the working yarn, pull up a loop, and then insert my hook into the last stitch, yarning over with the working yarn and pulling up a loop. So now I have 3 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops to work those 2 stitches together to do a decrease. And that completes row 11. So now I have finished all 11 rows for my 5th flower petal. So I have 5 flower petals so far. So now I'm going to work my way back down towards the hair tie elastic by working the slip stitches into the end of the rows, just like I did over here, just like I did for the rest of the flower petals. So when you finish your 11 rows, you need to work your way back down, working slip stitches into the end of the rows. And remember, I am not going to do a slip stitch into the end of row 11. I'll start by doing the slip stitch into the next row, working in the end of the row, and I'll do my slip stitches, working my way back down. Okay, so I just did that slip stitch, and you can see that one is a little bit looser than the rest of them. So I'm going to do this one again. Okay, so I'll find the end of the row and do my slip stitch. That was 6. So I need 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that was 6 slip stitches so far. So I have 4 more rows here. So I'll have 4 more slip stitches for a total of 10. Okay, so I just worked my way back down, working slip stitches in the end of the rows. I did my 10 slip stitches now. So now you want to find the next stitch that's here in the hair tie elastic, not the same one where I started from. So not the same one where you see this single crochet. You don't want to go back into that one. You want to find the next one along the hair tie elastic and do a slip stitch. So now I have 5 flower petals. I just need to do one more